We start tonight with breaking news rocking the sports world. Today, the Sacramento Kings fire head coach Mike Brown. It's big news many of you are talking about right now. Good evening and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Laura Painter. We have live team coverage tonight. ABC 10's Garshpal Sangha is live near Golden One Center getting fan reaction. But we start with ABC 10 sports reporter Matt George. And Matt, you talked with Coach Brown just minutes before the firing. How much of a surprise was this?
Well, certainly a surprise with how the day started, but in reality, it's a day all too familiar in the history of the Sacramento Kings. Mike Brown, the 20th head coach in just the Sacramento era of the franchise, has been fired. The news breaking the day after the Sacramento Kings lost their 5th straight game, all at home in heartbreaking fashion to the Detroit Pistons. Brown ran a full practice this morning, including a lengthy press conference with members of the media before he was informed of the organization's decision. Brown and the team were preparing to board a flight to Los Angeles ahead of Saturday's game with the Lakers. Despite being the only one of 12 coaches to lead the Kings back to the playoffs since Rick Adelman was fired in 2006, Brown has been under a lot of scrutiny with how the Kings have been underperforming. Well, today at practice, just minutes before he was fired, Brown spoke on the pressure being just another part of the job.
You know, that's part of it. That's why I get paid the money that I get paid. But at the end of the day, you also know when you go through adverse times, you know who was there, who's truly there for you. But that's part of what I have to deal with, not just for myself, but holding everybody together. And that's what I'm going to do. And I'm okay with anybody criticizing me because, again, I get paid to handle that. Believe I'm going to handle all the smoke, no matter where that smoke comes from, because that's what I'm paid to do.
Well, just this past summer, Mike Brown signed a multi-year extension with the Kings. He will be on the team payroll through 2027. As for what's next, the team has named former player Doug Christie as their interim head coach. Doug has been a part of Brown's staff over his tenure here in Sacramento. Christie was also a member of former Kings head coach Luke Walton's staff. Doug also served as the head coach of the Sacramento Kings Summer League team this past offseason. We will have more from Brown at practice today at 6 o'clock. And stay tuned for tonight's episode of the Locked On Kings podcast, which is available for you on ABC 10 Plus, the Plus app, or on ABC10.com. Now, we continue our team coverage with ABC 10's Garshpal Sangha. He is out live in Sacramento's Doco area right now next to the Golden One Center and has fan reaction. Garshpal?
Yeah, Matt, and talking with a lot of the fans here at Doco, one thing is clear. They're not blaming Mike Brown for the team's struggles, but as you know, the NBA is a players' league, and usually if there is change, the head coach is the first one to go. But fans we spoke to shocked by the move that the Kings front office is making, and one fan said Mike Brown was made to be a scapegoat as the team has not lived up to expectations. Now here's what some other fans had to say.
I think it's a hard decision anytime you fire a coach or a coach gets fired. I think Mike's a great coach. Obviously, he's won a lot. It was the first time the Kings have been good in years, since Michael Malone, really.
Mike Brown, it's not your fault, okay? I'm sorry De'Aaron Fox closed down on Jaden Ivey and fouled him. A 4-point play. Are we serious? We're going to fire a coach that got us to the playoffs in his first season after 2.5 years, the first bad stretch he's ever had. And we're firing him? Kings setting themselves back. I like Doug Christie. I'm not so sure he has a good situation to be the new head coach, but it's just ridiculous. Vivek and Monty, I don't know what we're thinking. So.
And while fans we spoke with didn't agree with the move, they hope the team finds a way to start winning some of these games. But overall, disappointment here at Doco that this was the news that the fans had to hear as the team continues to struggle, especially during this holiday season. Reporting live from Doco near the Golden One Center, Garshpal Sangha, ABC 10.
Yeah, Garshpal, good to hear from those fans speaking from the heart, obviously affected by this big news, a stunning turn of events, and so much more to track with this developing story. Keep us posted. Garshpal, thank you. To learn more about this breaking news and our other Sacramento Kings coverage, head over to ABC 10 Plus. Just look for Locked On Kings under the sports section. The app is free to download on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV, and wherever else you stream.